Session is being recording. Okay. Okay, we are working on this. So let's give a backup again, one more. Like we are working on triggers. Before working on triggers, you must should aware about your workflows and process builders, how they are working, at what time they are working. Okay. So triggers also as similar to your workflows and process builders. Those are automation process based on based on the the record has been created or updated or inserted or undeleted. If you register any events, so along with that the triggers will be invoked. Okay, so the beauty in the triggers is it can deal with two modes, before mode and after mode. Before is nothing but like before committing data into the database. Okay, if you want to capture that mode, then it comes under as a before mode. That means this. Right now I'm doing insert operation and it will be go to the database. So going to the database is a one mode. Committing into the database and ID will be generated there. Okay, it comes into the another mode, right? So two modes will be the before mode and after mode. Before committing the data, after committing the data. So before committing the data, I want to do something stuff. So in that case, I can go with this before operations. So like that. So trigger has a special like before mode operations and also after. So generally we can perform, these are the events what we can perform on the record. Like you can insert a record, you can update a record, you can delete the record, and going to the recycle bin, you can undelete the record. So based on these events, there are some trigger events. It's a combination of mode and events. So comes under as, if you perform insert, you can capture before and after inserts. Okay, you can, if you are performing update, you can capture before and after. If you are performing delete, you can perform before and after. If you are performing undelete, you can capture only after delete. Okay, so like this, 7 trigger events are there. Before insert, before update, before delete, after insert, after update, after delete, after undelete. So like this, these kind of events are there. Okay, now coming to the part of how you can write a trigger means, come here, open your developer console, click on new, choose your Apex trigger and choose your S object and give the name and click on submit. You can see a syntax like this. This is the name of the trigger. Sorry, this is the trigger keyword. This is the name of the trigger and this is the S object. And here you can write the events. Either you can register a single event or you can register the multiple events. Based on the requirement, we can go. Okay. And next, I talked about the trigger context to variables. So I want to differentiate. I want to differentiate the logic. I want to differentiate the before mode and after mode inserts and updates and undeletes, because we are going to write all the trigger events same inside of one trigger. So that's the reason. Okay. We'll go for the trigger context to variables. So here we are having trigger context to variables like two varieties will be there. One is Boolean representations and another one is a collection representations. We have seen the Boolean representations yesterday. Okay, like trigger is before, is after, is insert, is update, is delete. These are the Boolean representations. And collection variables, we are going to talk much about this collection variables today. Okay, let's see. Let's continue with the today's session. And also we'll continue with the trigger bulkification again. Now let us say whatever the record I inserted through front end or back end or single or bulkification, whatever it may be, if you write a trigger, trigger will capture the data and it will supply it into your program. How they will supply into the program means as part of collections. How they are supplying means they are supplying data into your triggers in this kind of formats. Let us see. See this. Okay. This is new keyword. I'll just give like a trigger dot new. Oh. See, I will declare all operations. Okay, I will declare all operations. After delete. Okay, after and delete. So these are the trigger events. I have written all 7 trigger events. That means whatever the contact you are performing operation, everything will be captured. Okay. So there are 4 contextual variables are there. Trigger.new, new map. Okay. We have old and we have old map. Now you will get a clarity what exactly the new, what exactly the new map is, what exactly the old and old map is. Okay. Right. So I will show the variations for you. Okay, I will show the variations for you. Let's save this one as for the time being. Okay. Now come here. Go to the debug logs. Delete all. We don't require. Okay. Or else again here you can click on edit. Again choose the time. Again I'm choosing for 24 hours. Okay. Now come here. See this trigger has been set very simple. Nothing is there. I just declared all those contextual variables. Okay. And I declared all the trigger events. Let us see how it works. Click on contacts. Click on new. I'm just making trigger examination. Click on save. See, it saved successfully. Now come here, refresh this one. I can see a log. See, this is an insert operation log. Wait. You performed what operation here? Insert operation. You performed insert operation, right? For insert, we are having 2 modes. Before and after. Before and after, right? We have 2 operations. That means in a transaction, you can see it 2 events has been fired. Let's come here. So first before insert has been fired. I'll just come here. I'll make a note. See, for my understanding part, I'll just making a note. Before insert, what happens? See, we have a data. Trigger.new is having a data, but ID is not available, right? This is what we have seen yesterday. This is a name what I have been given. If you consider new map is not available, old is not available, old map is not available. The reason why is you freshly inserted boss. Okay. You just click on the save button. That is a fresh set data. In the before mode, still the record is not reached to the database. It is not yet committed into the database. Still it is not yet committed. Once it is committed, it will have an ID. If it have an ID, we'll go for a maps. What exactly the map? How the map will be there here? Map will be available like this, right? ID comma contact, right? So this ID is not available here. Here. Okay. So that's why, okay, coming to the new, it's a fresh set data. In the before operation, it is not yet committed into the database. So that's why we don't have an ID. So that's the reason it is not showing the ID, but it has a data. But why the new map is not showing? It is also fresh data, right? Because ID is not available. ID unte new map undedi. ID is not available. Okay. So let make a note of all this stuff. For my understanding, there is a new, okay, having uncommitted data. Okay. Having uncommitted data. Okay. And there is an new map, no data. Reason? No record ID. Okay. You put no data. So when you're referring in before insert new map, you will get a null pointer exception. You have to refer only the new. Old, no data. Old map, no data. Data won't be available. So here you have to access only the new representation. When you're writing a logic, in before insert operation, you will have data only the trigger.new. So that means when you're referring, understand, when you're referring before inserts, when you're referring the before triggers, okay, before insert trigger, when you're referring before insert trigger, you have to use only trigger.new. If you're trying to use rest of the things, you will get a null pointer exception. I repeat, before triggers low, అది కూడా before insert low, okay, you have only chance to use trigger.new. If you are trying to use new map, old map, you will get a null pointer exception. This is what you need. I guess you people understand. You are writing a trigger before insert trigger, then use only trigger.new. If you are trying to use rest of the things, you will get a null pointer exception because there is no data available. System is not provided data in these three. System is provided data only for trigger.new. That's what yesterday we have been used trigger.new. Now coming down. So this is what before insert has been done. So now the data is committed in the database. Definitely after insert will coming into the picture. So code unit finished here. Again, code unit starts for an after insert. Right? After insert, code unit started. Here you can see new, debug new, right? You are having a data. See here you have the record ID. That means it is committed. In before insert, ID is null. In after insert, ID is available. What do you mean by that? That means, yes, data has been committed in the already after mode. Okay, coming to the after mode, it's already committed in the database. So that's why you have an ID. When you are having the ID, map is also be available, but it's a fresh set of data. So that's why a new map is available. Okay, old and old map is not available. So that means if I go with after insert kind of a stuff, for new having committed data, new map having data along with record ID. What about old? No data. Old map. No data. So in after insert, either you can refer new or a new map, but you are referring the old and old map, you will get an exception. What exception? Null pointer exceptions you will get. Now insert is done, right? Let me try to update the same record. This is the record. Observe the name. See, trigger examination is the old name. Now I'm going to give the name. I'm going to change this name. I'll just give like a update. The old version of this record, old name is trigger examination. The new version of this record, I just changed the name to an update. I just given as an update. Now click on save. So record has been saved successfully. Reload this one. Here you can see this is the existing ID and /e. That means you are trying to update this. This is update operation. Now view this one. In update operation, before insert and after insert won't call. Okay, but what they will be called, they will call only before update and after update. Rest of the things will never be called for you. So come here, open that log. First, before update called. If you see, new is available, new map is available, old is available, old map is also available. All four context-2 variables are available in the update operation. The reason why all four values is available is whatever the change you made, that new change is available here. Okay, that new change is also available here along with the record ID, because it's already an this is a before update. Okay, still it is uncommitted data only, but it has an ID. Why it has an ID means it is you worked on the existing record, not a new record. You working on the existing record. Okay, when you come here, if you see last name, this is a new version of data which I given. Update trigger examination. And if you see the old, and old map, see the name, last name, still it shows the trigger examination. That means this old and old map always represents the prior data. Okay, old version of data. And this new and new map represents the new version of data. Okay, you can see whether last name has been changed or not with the comparison of old and new and new map, old and old maps. So that is the beauty. So that means you can see the similar stuff for the for the after update also. After update also you will have the new and new map, old and old map. Let us make a note. I'm performing before update. So if I perform like if I perform before update for new, having uncommitted updated data, for new map will have having uncommitted updated data along with record ID in map format. And we'll have old having old version of data. That means prior information is available. We are also having old map, having old version of data along with record ID in a map format. Okay, this is for before update. And if I go for after update, you will have a new, and what you will have is having committed updated data. New map having committed updated data along with record ID in map format. And also we are having old, having old version of data or prior information. Old map having old version of data along with record ID in a map format. I believe everyone is understanding. If not, please let me know. This is very important. అంటే ఏ ట్రిగ్గర్ లో ఏ కాంటెక్స్ట్ వేరియబుల్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నారని మీకు తెలియాలి. తెలియకపోతే కష్టం. Because if anyone given a situation for you, you should know like what kind of trigger context variable I have to use. You should know, right? You should aware. We practice like that. So that's why I'm more concentrating on the examinations. Observations are very, very important. Now, update is done. Now let me try to delete this record. Before delete, after delete, two events will be invoked. Reload this one. So this is the delete operation. This is the delete operation, what we have been performed. And let us see what happens. So first, before delete called, you never inserted or you never updated. That means there is no fresh information will never be available. So that's the reason new and new map will be null. New and new map will be a null. Old and old map will having a value. Okay, in the before delete. Similarly, when comes to the part of after delete also, you never modified the data or you never created the data. You just simply deleted the existing data. That means there is no point of fresh information. So that's the reason new will never be available. In delete operations, the most straightforward question in delete operation, what are the trigger context variables will be available means only only old and old map. Now coming here, before delete, new, no data, new map, no data, old, okay, having data, old map, having data, which data? Having deleted data. So going for after delete, same. Right? Same. You can structurize like this, right? See this. Now, that means if anyone asks you what are the trigger context variables are available in before delete means you simply say delete, right? Delete means only old data will be available, old and old map. Old and old map. If anyone asks in the after delete, what is the trigger context variables means? Old and old map. New and new map, you have pointed to the new and new map, definitely you will get an exception. Now deleted is available in the undelete, in the recycle bin. Now come here. You are restoring this record. Undelete. You restored that record. This is the undelete operation what you perform. View it. Undelete, you are having only the after undelete, right? You are having only the after undelete. After undelete is nothing but a after insert kind of an operation, because you never created a data. You are restored the existing data. Let us see. See, it won't have any modifications data. So that's why old and old map is not available. You have new and new map. Already ID is available, because it's not a new data whatever you created. You just restored the existing data as format of undelete. So that's why you can see the new and new map. So these are the seven these are the seven trigger events as per these context variables will be worked. Now, a small interview question. Okay. Small, very small interview question. I am performing before insert operation. Understand, people, listen here clearly. I am performing before insert operation. Out of these four, what trigger context variable is available? I performed before insert. Before insert means still data is not committed in the database. So that means record ID is not available and it's a fresh set of data. So that means you will have only the trigger dot. So in the intro perspective of point, people ask you, boss, what are the context variables are available in the before insert means you have to say that trigger dot new. Why rest of the things are not available means you have to say that, boss, it's a fresh data, still it is uncommitted, it don't have the record ID. So that's why we don't have a new map. And it's a fresh set of data. We are not updating the data. So that we are not deleting the data. So we just inserting. So that's why we don't have this stuff. Now, after insert, boss, in the after insert, what are the context variables? We are having the data. Means after insert means it's already inserted in the database. That means it is committed in the database. Then you are going to be examining that one, means record ID will be available. So that's the reason it's a fresh set of insertion of data and it is supplied to your trigger as in the format of new and new map. It's supplied to your trigger. System has been supplied to your trigger with this new and new map. Now I performed update operation. Okay, either it could be before update or after update. If it is update means all the four context data will be available. Here you will have the recently updated data. Here you will have the prior information of data. Okay, in both the after and before update. Now, if I perform a delete operation, delete means you are not inserted a data, you are not updated a data. You simply clicked on the delete button. That means the record has been deleted. So deleted data will be always be available. Means old data only you will be deleted. So there is no point of going for a trigger dot new and new map. Old operations, delete operations. Put in your brain, delete operations. If you're performing delete operations, these two context variables will be available. If you're performing update operations, all four context will be available. If you're performing before insert, this context variable is available. If you're performing after insert, these two context-2 variables will be available. Okay, it took time for you, but if you do a regular practice, it could be very simple and you can easily understand. Now, the deleted record will be available in the recycle bin, and I'm trying to be undelete that one. Undeleting means nothing but it's not a recreation, but it's a restored, undo kind of an operation. That's why you can see only new and new map. So that is what I have been given here. I will give you this format for you, but anyway, you have to prepare this kind of a chart. Okay. Now you are eligible for this. Now you are eligible to write a programs. Let us see. Let's go with a small example. Very small example. Elementary level example. Now, what before triggers will do, we'll see. Click on new. See, being a sales rep, when I'm populating contact, if I'm not supplied phone number, okay, if I'm not supplied phone number, my trigger has to show a validation saying that, boss, please provide a phone number. Okay, you can also achieve this one with your validation rule. No problem. You can also achieve this stuff with your validation rule. Okay, no problem for it. But let me try with my trigger also. Trigger also can work. Let's deal how this one we can deal. Okay. See, you can also write a validation for this situation. Is blank validation. Okay, the validation rule can fire easily. Okay, you can provide your what kind of an error message you can provide it. But let me try with a trigger. Trigger can also do the same stuff. The question is very simple. Question is very simple. This is the contact, and I'm trying to insert a contact. If the phone number is not available, show an error. See this clearly. Contact, you can understand this one, right? This is a contact. This is database. This is contact, and this is database. Okay. See the let us give a more example clearly. This is your browser here. Here you have a imagine it is a contact save button. Okay. When you click on save button, it reaches to the database. Here you can see a contact table. So it goes to the contact object, right? It will store here. See, when you click on save button, this comes under as a before mode. Before mode. Okay. While your data is going to the database, that comes under as a before mode. Right? Now, what is my requirement? If I'm trying to save a contact record, if that contact record do not have a phone number, show an error message on the screen. Show an error message on the screen, right? Show an error message on the screen. Then phone number is not available. On which object? Contact. These questions are very, very important. It's very simple to be explained you, but I'm putting questions. If you are tackling that or not, I'm not aware. Whenever contact is going to be saved, if the phone number is not available, show an error message. What is my ultimate goal here? Showing of error message is my ultimate goal. Okay, when you're going to be show the error message, whenever the phone number is not available. On which object phone number is not available? The contact object. That means I will write trigger on contact and I'll check that phone number is not available or not. If it is not available, I have to throw an error message. Data commit అయిపోయాక error message throw చేస్తావా అంటే data save అయిపోయాక after saving of data you will show error message here the phone number is not available. No, before only I have to show it, right? That's the reason I'll choose before and write a bulkification of code. You know how to write a bulkification of code. Contact con trigger.new. Why I wrote a trigger.new means because in before insert you will have only trigger.new. Now touch down each and every contact. Okay. String dot is not blank of contact dot phone is blank of contact dot phone. That means if the phone number is not available, I have to show an error message on the screen. Okay, saying that con dot add error. Please supply phone number. See, this is one of the example, small elementary level example. If you see this, elementary level only. Okay, because I want to make you understand before going to the complexity of level of examples. I don't want to see the smokes on your heads. Understand this trigger. Trigger, name of the trigger, S object, and event. For each loop, trigger context variable, if condition, okay, and this is a kind of an error message. If the phone is not available, definitely this kind of error message will be supplied. Let's try. Phone number is not available and I'm trying to save this one. See, it's saying that please supply phone number. Okay, please supply phone number. Okay, you can also validate your data with your triggers. You can also validate your data with your triggers. See, your trigger is performed. Your trigger is performed. Now, there is a one more option is also available. Okay, there is a one more option is also available. Let's copy this one. Now, one more situation is you can also deal like this. Boss, when I'm trying to save a contact, a new contact, when I'm trying to save a new contact, if the phone number is not available, you please supply phone number. You can also achieve the same situation with your workflow. and with your process builder. You can also achieve the same stuff with your triggers. No problem. I'm working on before only. Okay. See this. Whenever a new contact is creating, you supply the phone number. Contact create అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ నువ్వు ఫోన్ నెంబర్ అప్డేట్ చేయకూడదు. అలా కాదు. In the process of creating, you supply the phone number. How you can do? Write a bulkification code again. This is a trigger.new. Okay. If string dot is blank of con dot phone, that means if phone is blank, then you supply the phone number. I'm just supplying the phone number. You need not to provide the DML. See, you just supply the phone number and you perform DML like insert con, because you are providing data, right? If you provide DML, what happens, we'll see. The most asked entry question: is it possibility to use DML in the before triggers the respective object? That means you write trigger on contact and you are dealing with the before triggers and you are performing the DML operation on the triggered contact. Definitely it will throw an error on the screen. See this. Phone number is not available, but it shows DML is not allowed. Okay. So DMLs are not allowed in the why DMLs are not allowed? You already clicked on save. That means you're trying to save the data. That means already insert operation is continuing. In the process of continuing, again you're explicitly saying to the system, bus try to insert. So this is not allowed. You need not to supply. System will take care because you already clicked on the save button. Right? You already clicked on save button. Data is going like this. Okay. In the middle of this data, you're again supply the same operation, means system will confuse and it is not allowed you to do that. Now let us see. So record saved successfully, and this is a default number which is supplied by your trigger. This is a one kind of a trigger. Small triggers, elementary level. Now let us see. Let us go with some more some more advanced. Okay. Let us see some more advanced. This is an account. This is a contact. Whenever a new account has been created, then create a contact. Okay. Then create a contact and associate between these two. You know, already account and contact are having the master, having the lookup relationship, standard lookup relationship. Right? They both are having the standard lookup relationship. Okay. Now you tell me. Two objects are in. What is your goal? I want to create a contact. When you are trying to create a contact, Whenever account has been created, then only I want to create a contact. Now people, please tell me, trigger on which object?
Account.
Come on guys, tell me, trigger on which object? Account or a contact? I want to create a contact.
Account object.
Account.
No, I'm unable to hear you guys. Account or a contact?
Account.
Account. Why account?
Account is a parent object.
Of course, it's a parent object. So,
Account.
your voice is low. Can you speak a little bit high?
అకౌంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లోనే కదా కదా మనం కాంటాక్ట్ ని క్రియేట్ చేసేది.
Yes. Let us see. What is my goal? Creation of contact is my goal automatically. When that goal has to be achieved, right? When that contact has to be created, whenever a new account is creating. Okay. Whenever a new account has been created, not creating, created. Whenever a new contact, sorry. What is my ultimate goal? Creation of contact is my ultimate goal. When that goal has to be achieved, what is the criteria here? Means whenever a new account has been created, then only I want to do created. Account created. So in this case, I will write trigger on account and event like after insert. After insert. Now write trigger on account. Which event, which event you are going to be cover? After insert. You can apply whatever the knowledge you know. Is insert. Use for account a trigger dot new. Either you can use new or a new map. Okay. Now here you want to create a contact. Here you want to create a contact. So how I can create a contact? Contact con equal to new contact. Con dot last name equal to okay, a dot name. Now contact dot account ID, because I want to associate that one, right? A dot ID will be available because after mode trigger dot new will have an ID. So that's the reason we are going with this ID here. Now you collect all the contacts. Dot add of contact. Okay. Now after for loop come out and put condition here. Check whether that list is empty or not. Is empty. If it is empty, you should not allow. So that's why I just put a negotiation, not empty. Then what you are going to do? Insert. What you are trying to insert? You are trying to insert a contacts. Whenever account has been created and you are associating that. Let me see. We already achieved this one with the process builder. We already achieved the same situation with the process builder. Okay, this is a different one. Okay, no worries. See, whenever account has been created based on that account, because I'm supplying the account ID to the respective contact. One contact will be created for that account. Let's try to create. Come here. See, all these are automatically happening. So now come here. Okay, I just created an account. If you want, let provide a fax, any number. Supplied the data. Okay, now clicking on the save. Supply this one. These are required field where we missed. Now click on save. See, account has been saved successfully and we got the ID as well. Now clicking on the detail section, going to the contacts of retail. So this is a new contact which is created by the your trigger. So that's why you can see L name, trigger, and this is the name of your account. Okay, dynamically. So for our easy understanding part, I just given like a trigger. So this is the beauty. Okay. So this is the beauty. So it supplies the data actually, and we create it. So in the previous, if you consider these three examples, by using trigger, I showed error message on the screen as like validation rule. By using trigger, I supplied the data as format of like, workflows or a process builders, right? By using trigger, I can also create a new record on the related data. Okay. These kind of stuff, you have to do it. I will give a scenario for you. I'll give a small scenario for you. Understand clearly. See, there are cases are there, right? New. You guys has to do. Whenever a new, see, whenever a new high priority case has been created, okay, and if the case is associated to any account, if the case is associated to any account and the case is priority, okay, priority, whatever information you write. When you're trying to create a case, if the case is having account details and the case is high priority, okay, and when you're trying to click on save, okay, you create a feed here. You post information onto the charter of respect to object. We have done that one with your process builder. Okay, let's try to achieve that the same situation with your trigger. Are you getting the point? I will give a hint for you. Feed is nothing but one of the object. Chart is nothing but one of the object. Feed or a chart, both are the same. The API name of that object is feed item. That charter is nothing but this one. I don't know how you do, but do it. See, all these are published by me through process builder. But anyway, I don't want to bother about this one. I'm saying that two objects will be there. Case feed item. Two objects. Whenever a new case has been created, and post that case information onto the charter of that feed item API object. Okay, this is a similar example. You can make it. Okay, please try to implement this stuff here. Okay, so tomorrow onwards, I'm going to deal with about the real-time examples. Okay, tomorrow straightforwardly we will touch on real-time examples. I will bring two objects, three objects, okay, or single objects into the picture. Today we have deal with a single object and two objects, multiple objects. So I can bring one more time, but today is elementary level to make you better understanding how to write a trigger, how to execute the trigger, how to examine the trigger, and how can I check the values in that, and how can I see the output of that one. This is what we have been deal today, examination only with an elementary level examples. Okay, but from tomorrow onwards, we are going to touch down the real-time examples, and it could be a little bit of complexity. So before going that, please cover yesterday's session and today's session. So I'm going to post this video immediately on the spot right away. In the next 5 minutes, you can see this video. Okay, so go through that here. Please get down some questions so others can also be know what are the challenges you faced. Okay,
Sir,
please make it. Yeah,
hello.
yeah.
Is you relate to test cases and automation development
Test cases.
and automation scripts?
1 second here. 1 second. Just give me a second. Yeah, now tell me.
Is you relate test cases and automation scripts in development?
Actually, the thing is like your voice is soft. Okay. I can hear only small thing. Can you post your question into the chat?
Okay.
I can see.
Hello, Shrikant, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. If a same task is been done through process builder and then trigger, what will happen?
Nothing. Two actions will be happened at a time, right? Nothing will happen. Two records will be created. Two actions will be happened.
Okay. And the error message will it display down the field also?
Yeah, you can make
or only on the top of
yeah, you can make it field also. Here there is a contact add error, right? You can see my screen, right?
yeah.
Right? Dot you put, phone you put. Okay. This is objective level. This is a field level.
Okay.
You can make it.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So coming back, is we write test cases, automation scripts in development. We will have test classes actually. We can call it as test methods. The test methods will check the performance of your code. Okay, only that one is there. There are no automation scripts. Automation script means you can consider it as an triggers. Okay, triggers are also nothing but an automation script, because without intervention of user, whenever record has been created or updated or deleted or undeleted, the scripts will be executed, right? So automatically by the system, and data will be supplied to into your program. Yeah. So test cases means like you can consider as a test methods. We can call it as test classes. Okay, that checks the performance of your trigger code or any your Apex code. Yeah. It will come into the next coming sessions once you get completed all this stuff. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Sir, is it? Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is development going without agile and without agile methodologies? Is we go for direct development?
So actually, like for admin part, I just introduced the agile process and completely. Okay. For coming to the development, we don't have that kind of a criteria, because I want to be completely focused on the fundamentals, writing the code, testing the code. Okay. Get some hands-on on the code only. Okay. Admin part, why I designed admin part with agile process means the only one reason is without me also you can easily learn the admin part. But I want to make you to better understand how the real time is going to take it forward in the agile process. But coming to the development, I don't want to concentrate on agile process, because I don't want to demotivate the candidates. They want to be completely focused on fundamentals, the writing the code and understanding the code. So for that reasons only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Even when we
companies followed that, sir.
Yeah.
But the same.
Yeah, in real time, what they will do means they will give the user story for us. Okay. That user story can deal with, okay, the combinations. Like, let's say, let us say, I given the same situation with, see, I just asked you to go with the feed item. Feed item is nothing but a charter. It's a standard object given by the Salesforce people. I said, don't go with feed item, go with a transaction object. Transaction object is our own object. Okay. Right. Custom object. So to do that one, first of all, we need to create our custom object, right? To create that custom object, again, I have to depends upon the configuration things. Like I have to create the object, I have to create the fields inside it, I have to give the respective profiles and users and need to be accessible. And I need to do the unit test whether the record has been created or not. Then coming to the coding part, I want to be recognize it, and I want to be assign the data to that respective object from the backend code itself. That means it's a combinations. So real time is always be a combinations. So how they will give means they will give a use case for you. You have to read that use case completely. Okay. So sometimes you go with directly coding part like this. Okay. Sometimes you go with a combination. Yeah. But use case is a mandatory for everything. So that's why I will give even some tomorrow onwards when you're working on the triggers means I'm giving the real time example means real time example is nothing but a use case, right?
Okay.
That use case is already suited to your environment.
Okay, sir. If the interviewer asks this, can I say like this, sir?
Come again?
If the interviewer asks me without agile process, can I say this? Like we use user stories, not agile methodology.
No. They will never ask you that one, first of all. Okay. They will ask you what exactly the agile procedure is. Okay. Okay. These are the use case items. That's it. Okay. If you want, you can also include these use case items in the agile process. So what happens if I go with the this development part in the agile process means if I include that one, what happens means the same trigger I will take 2 days to execute it. Okay. So that's what. But If you want, I can tell you that there's no problem. Like, okay, I will give you in agile process only. But what happens is I don't want to demotivate, or I don't want you people to be redirect or rerouted to some other else. I want to be fully focused on writing a code and reading the code. That's it. If you don't know how to write a code, read the code.
Okay.
Enough. Okay. So that's what people should know. People should
Okay.
focus on which object I have to write a trigger. How can I iterate that one? How can I retrieve the data? How this guy is populating the data? How this data is happening backend automatically? Focus on that. That is my primary goal, not
Okay.
agile, because I already delivered the
Okay.
agile process. Okay, so that's what.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Srikanth, one more doubt.
Yes.
So in user stories, we the developers should write the user story, or the lead
No,
lead
BA.
developer.
No lead
Only
will
we have
write.
to-
Yes, no
Okay.
leads will write. No architects will write. No developers will write the user stories. Only
Okay.
user stories will be written by the Salesforce business analyst. Okay.
Oh,
Salesforce
okay.
business analyst will write the user stories. Okay. The technical design part will be implemented by the leads and architects. The implementation part will be taken care by the developers. The testing of that module will be taken care by the QA. The deployment of that module will be taken care by the deployment people. Okay, that's a different peoples are there. But in the part of our what we can say course, okay, we are clubbing everything. That means we are the BS, we are the architects, we are the developers, we are the sales consultants, we are the senior developers, we are the deployment engineers, we are the QS. Okay, every role we are playing. Okay, so that's what I asked you people. Boss, if you go for a Salesforce QA, design for it. If you plan for a Salesforce developers, design for it. If you plan for admin, design for it. If you plan for Salesforce BA, design for it. But my courses is completely fully packed, and every level of employee can easily understand, and they can easily route back to their path, right? So that's what. Yeah. So
Okay.
user stories will be given by the BA. For your question, this is the answer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So good questions today you asked. Okay, but ask more questions on subject. Like this. Boss, how you write like this one? What's happening here? Okay, what is happening here? Okay. When you all ask that questions, when you do practice. So please do practice. You have so much of time. Okay. So much of time. We are there here. No worries. Forget about your jobs. Job will come. Okay. I see all my students are going to be placed. There's no point in that. From last 3 years, I'm seeing every student is going to be placed. There is no problem in that. We are there to serve you. But only thing is be practice. When you're getting into the real time, please don't suffer. Okay. If you follow my classes, my instructions, definitely 100 to 100%, you will never suffer in real time. You can happily work from the day one itself. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for today. We'll see in the tomorrow session with some real time and use cases. Okay. Respect to your project only. Okay. Not outside of your project. Respect to your project only will be. Okay. Thank you guys. I'm closing the session.